ladies and gentlemen. Leonetti!
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's very nice of you. Every week when I hear that applause, it gives me great memories, which is really fantastic. But there'll be a day very soon in the future that I'm going to have a live audience, and it's going to be absolutely terrific. You know, we have a great show lined up. Next week is my 50th show, believe it or not, and we're doing something very spectacular. That's one show that you don't want to miss, and that's next week. But our guests today, we got some very special guests today. I got the great champ, Mr. Eddie Sanchez, and we got my very special friend, one of the funniest comedians of my era, and the funniest. His name is Mr. Louis Cordone. You know, a lot of people ask me all the time, they say to me, Mike, you know, being Italian, you must have really, it must have been a tremendous culture. Well, you know, in my neighborhood, like I said, everybody was Italian, the priests were Italian, the nuns were Italian, everybody was Italian in South Philadelphia. And, you know, and I always knew, you know, we went to catechism. We never had the Bible. Never had the Bible. It was always catechism. And if you didn't go to church on Sunday and you died with a mortal sin on your soul, you went to hell. You know, don't eat meat on Friday or you go to hell. And this is all the stuff that we heard. And people say the name, you know, names of like Jesus, Yeshua. Jesus had a million different names. You know, so I would never get, I was in class, 6th grade, Sister Pasqualina, and they were asking Jesus' name, you know, and I said his name is Howard. And the nun said, what's his name? I said, his name is not Jesus. His real name is Howard. She said, Howard, where did you come up with that? Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. There's his name, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
Go with Melissa.com, a directory of ways to help your family and business lifestyle flourish. Go with
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Michael Leonetti Variety Show. Boy, I'm very, very excited today because I got two special guests, a very dear friend of mine, the magnificent Mr. Louis Cordone, and the champ, Mr. Eddie Sanchez. Believe it or not, you see the background scenery right now, you see a boxing ring, and that's in his honor because he's on his way. I called him and said, Eddie, where the hell are you? He said, oh, my God, I just got out of bed. I said, get your ass down there as quick as you can. So we're going to do that. So before I introduce my guests, let me tell you about my sponsors. Once again, can't thank Mr. Bob Kellogg. Mr. Kellogg, thank you so much for sponsoring me. This is great. Next week is my 50th show. 50th show. Would you believe that? Unbelievable. We reach 80,000 people a week. It costs me a fortune of money to send this show out. And I'm very, very excited. Also, I want to thank WeLink. WeLink is fiber optic, which my brother is the CEO of WeLink Corporation, and Melissa.com. Now her jingle goes, hello, Melissa.com. Your mother. You know, something like that. I would have to change that jingle for her. I love her. She's not here today, believe it or not. She had a little sniffly nose, and her boyfriend stuck her in his jet and took her, not to go to Hawaii, Sampa Kalukas. Is that what you call it, Anthony? Yeah. Sampa Kalukas? Yep. Am I right, Lou? Sampa?
I guess so.
Sampa.
I haven't met
Because
her.
he didn't want her to get sick, so he wanted to walk on the beach. So, but she'll be back here next week, and next week's show is going to be shot at her, believe it or not, at her beautiful, beautiful high-rise townhouse that she has at Las Vegas Country Club, and it's going to be great. I'm cooking, and it's going to be a party. I mean, absolutely party with great, great guests. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to subscribe, to like, and to share. I share that with you all the time. People say, Mike, you give me the show anyway. What the hell I got to subscribe for? Because it builds the channel. Listen to me. It builds the channel. And let's not forget my book, ladies and gentlemen, Deceit, Corruption, and Cover-Up. It's the story of my life. The book is $24.95. All the money I donate to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. I've sold almost 20,000 books so far, and I'm very, very excited to say that through my very special associates, Matt Rose and Supreme Court Justice Bob Freeman and Scotty Collins, they want to do a story of my life, which I'm very, very excited, and to have my book go national, because I personally sponsored that book myself, my wife and I, because we put the truth in there, and I put all those motions in there to show the validity of my innocence of what happened, because it can happen to anybody. But God had a big plan for me, because when I was away, I wrote and directed 60 biblical plays, had over 17,000 men from every race, creed, and color came to my show, and I worked with 300 of the roughest guys in the world. And everything that I lost, the Lord has given me back. My family, never got them back. They're gone forever. But the daughter I lost, Melissa, came into my life. You know what I mean? The son that passed away, my brother came into my life. So, you know, God has a way of bringing people in and bringing people out. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce a funny guy. I mean, this guy is my era. He is the best. Mr. Louis Cordone. Thanks, Louis, for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
You look good, God bless you. At least you got all your hair.
I still got it.
You sure? You're a Bible guy, ain't you?
Yeah, I'm a Bible guy. He lied. There's a, the Bible doesn't tell always the truth.
Was it really? Why? What do you mean?
I'll explain it to you. In the Bible, it lied. It said that he created me in his image.
Okay.
Look at this face. Do I look like a god to you?
No, Louis, you don't.
No, it could have been worse. I could look like you, so it's okay.
Oh, what happened?
It's going to be a long day, isn't it?
Oh, my God in heaven. You didn't change at all.
Nah.
Unbelievable. You know, ladies and gentlemen, people say Louis Cordone, and we got 3 segments in the show because, like I said, we have another chair here, and if Eddie Sanchez doesn't walk in here very soon, I'm going to beat the hell out of this guy. I don't care how many UFC fights he fought.
Is he a UFC fighter?
Eddie, he's a champion. He's the best.
Really?
He's the best. You know, he just got. I don't want to talk about him. I'm going to talk about you because when I get him in here,
He's not going to hurt me when he gets here, right?
I don't know. He's a little crazy.
Okay.
He's a little crazy. And we became very, very dear friends. He was in a major accident, believe it or not. And it's funny. I get a call the next day, and it's from him. I said, Eddie. He said, Mike, I want to say I'm sorry to you. I said, for what? He said, we're supposed to have lunch, but I want you to know I'm in the hospital. They had a helicopter that had a head-on collision. And here's a guy in traction. I went to see him in UMC hospital. And he said, I was worried that I didn't want you to get upset that we were supposed to have lunch and I didn't show up. He called me from his hospital bed. That's a friend.
Speaking of lunch.
Yes, go ahead.
I don't want to say nothing. You invite somebody to your show.
Right.
You think you'd have coffee, donuts, nothing. Now, you know what I get? I get a $1 gift card to the dollar store for $1.25. Help yourself. Thank you.
Well, that's not too bad. That's not too bad.
I mean, you could have stopped at Dunkin' Donuts on the way. Not for nothing.
What can I tell you, Lou? This is a low-budget show with Kellogg's.
You ain't killing me. He gives me cereal with no milk. What am I going to do here?
Oh, my God in heaven.
God.
Oh, my God. We know it's funny, Lou. We're going to, I'm looking at the clock here, and who just walked in is Mr. Eddie Sanchez. And but before we sit right there, Louis.
Oh, my God. Look at him.
He's wobbling in. He's why he must have been drinking.
Oh, my God.
Louis, let me tell you something. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to show you a clip of my friend, Mr. Louis Cordone. 32 years ago, when I was 40 years old, it was my birthday party. And Louis was one of the guys that I gave an award to, because those days, years ago, I would give plaques and awards to people that were very special to me throughout my life. And I want to show you how we used to look You don't try to say to you, Eddie's just as funny. Okay? So do me a favor, Anthony, run me a clip of the magnificent Mr. Louis Cordone.
Unbelievable. What was it? It was about a couple, what was it, Mello? 2-3 months ago at the club? We had the party at the club, at the Town American Club. It was November? Well, there was a guy that got up, and we see him, we drink with him, Vinny, we all drink when we have a great time with him. And I never knew how funny he was. He used to come in the club and sit in the back. He was very so shangad. He was very quiet, never ate and went home. But this guy had me on the floor. And I tell you something, it's so nice to put a friend on a spot when you're around family. This is not an audience, this is family that's sitting here. He is funny. And he's wild, and he's got this, he never cracks a smile. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for a funny guy. Big Louis Cordon, come on, Louis, come up there, boy. Get the hell out of here. There you go. Get that frig out of here. And you better do more than 1 minute.
Come over here. Let's say thing. Happy birthday to Michael. Everybody. Happy birthday, Mike. Congratulations. How many of you know... Thank you. How many of you know that Michael was voted the best dressed person of 1976? Trouble is, the vote was taken in 1994, okay? I love this. You know what I noticed about this room? These people. Every woman is dressed differently. Every one of you is dressed differently. Look at the guys. We don't care. I want every guy in white pants to stand up. Every one of you, get up. 1. What are you, the FBI? What are you doing here? Get out. Where are they? 2. White pants, stand up. 3. 4. You guys look like the backup singers to Cookie Jar here. And I say, oh, look at this. Smokers in here? Any smokers? My wife's trying to get me to quit smoking. So she sent me to the doctor. The doctor gave me that thing called the patch. Have you heard of that thing? I said, where do you put it? He says, put it anywhere you want. So I stuck it on my ass. Needless to say, I'm still smoking, but I haven't shit in 2 weeks, so.
Is that unbelievable? That is unbelievable. Boy, I'll tell you, Louis, you didn't miss a beat.
Back in those days, I was like, my brain was still there, everything. Now I'm old. I don't do anything.
What about your back? Did that hurt you? Didn't you have back problems at one time?
No. You know, as you get older, though, you lose things. You know what I mean?
What do you lose?
You lost your hair.
Wait, hold on, Lou. Take it easy.
I lost my ass.
You lost your ass?
Literally, look. No ass. Nothing. And I had a beautiful ass, Mike. I gotta tell you.
Did you really?
Oh, it was beautiful, nice and round. It was gorgeous. I used to get compliments on my ass.
You're kidding?
I go to a club, talk to a few girls, as I'm walking away, I can hear them say, "What an ass!" I'm telling you.
See, ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you, my brother's laughing. That is hilarious. See, comedy today, if you see some of these comedies, Louis used to open my show for me.
For once, I didn't. I shouldn't have, and I did.
Listen, that was 100 years ago. We'll talk about it when we come back. Unbelievable. But I got to tell you, Lou, I mentioned Louis on the show because everybody knew I went away for a long time, and forgiveness is very, very important. And all the people that I was nice to, you know, an incident happened to me 25 years ago, and I went away for a very long time, you know, and people judge you. And I was in a club, and I mentioned him, and I looked over to him. I said, "Hey, how you doing?" He said, "Hey, Mike," and then he tapped me on the shoulder. He says, "You know, I want to apologize to you." I said, "For what?" He said, "You know, I judged you, man, and I was wrong for doing that." He says, "You're all right. You know, I shouldn't have done that." I said, "Louis, don't feel bad." I said, "You and 1,000 other people did the same thing. You know, but how God has a way of bringing fruition to light. When my book came out, everything stopped because the truth was there." And they said, and I always say this many, many times, if you're a shady character, you don't get a major sponsor like Kellogg sponsoring you. They stand behind you. He goes, he was my biggest supporter, was Bob Kellogg, when it came to my books, because he came to my restaurant and bought more books from me you could ever possibly imagine. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you, our next segment, I'm going to bring in the champ. Mr. Eddie Sanchez. And I'm glad that he came in, because if he wasn't here today, me and Louie were going to go to his house and beat the hell out of him. So stay tuned. Don't touch that dial. We're coming right back.
Anthony from WeLink Internet, home of the super fast fiber optic speeds. Are you paying too much for your internet? Is your service slow? Is your bill outrageous and keep going up? Well, look no further. WeLink Internet has you covered. Not only do we have super fast speeds, unbelievable customer service, but our price is usually a lot lower than anyone else. Give me a call to see if your home is available, and I will give you 30 days free to try out our service with free installation, and all the equipment will be included with no rental fees. Give me a call now to get you set up with WeLink Internet.
Hi, everybody. We're back. Mike Leonetti, the Variety Show. Boy, I tell you something, that Louis Cordone is absolutely out of his... He's knocking people dead in here. He's making everybody laugh. And my very special friend, Eddie Sanchez, just walked into the place. But before I introduce my other guest, I want everybody to know that November 8th, I'm doing the concert again. Believe it or not, and I'm going to be at the cathedral, St. George's Romanian Cathedral. This time I got the guys in the band, which my show, the magnificent Monique, and twice as nice doing Motown from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock, and the magnificent, funny, great, good buddy of mine. Every day we go to breakfast in the morning, and again, he will not pick up the tab, and that's my very special friend, Sal Santiago. Don't forget to get your tickets. Even though it's November, we were sold out quickly. And it's a combination of two foods. We're going to do the Italian food, and we're going to do the Romanian food, Somali, and all kinds of wonderful stuff. And I'm very, very excited about that. And next week, there'll be a commercial that we're doing. You'll see of the show where you can get everything. Well, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let me say hello to Mr. Eddie Sanchez. Eddie, thanks for getting the hell out of bed. You know what I mean? Poor Louis Cordone smoked four packs of cigarettes.
Mike, thank you for having me here. I apologize for running a little bit late. I had a long night, working some other projects. I said, I got to make it there. I also won't hear the end of it from you guys. So
that's right. That's right. Not me, my brother.
You like Italians, right?
It depends.
I love Mexican people.
Okay.
After the show, we can kick his ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you very much.
And I'll take you to breakfast because you ain't getting shit here.
Okay, thanks.
Lou, I don't know if you know that, but Eddie was middleweight champion, twice belt.
You want me to know that?
I'm letting you know now because
now I know.
Now you know.
I got to tell you, I seen him fight.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
I seen him fight a couple times. I was like 6 rows behind at ringside, and I can't remember the guy's name in the foot, but he hit this guy so hard, honestly and truthfully, whack. I mean, he just dropped the guy. I mean, you are one powerful fighter. You are one. I'm serious. I mean, I boxed many years, when I was a kid, But I got to tell you, Ed, you are a bad guy, man. I mean, you are good. Thank you, Louis, for moving away.
You want this chair? I'll switch.
I'm good. I'm good.
You sure?
I'm good. I'm
Anything
good.
you want, buddy. Okay. I love the Mexican people. I really do.
Did you know, Eddie, that we go back over 30 years?
You and Louis?
Me and Louis.
How do you put up with him?
What's that? We go.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We go back a long. Funny comedian, absolutely great. Louis doing a lot of great things. But you got a fighter that you want to promote.
Yeah, I got this kid. His name is Roland Ness. He's the first sort of actually native descendant, Navajo and Associan. I think it's the other tribe, I believe. He's coming up in the rankings. We kept him under the low radar for a while, but we could only hold him for so much. He's one of the first Native Americans. Besides, back in the day, little Danny Red Lopez, I don't know if you remember him, he was a hell of a fighter too. And we're trying to build him up slowly but surely, but now it's at the point that we can't hold him back anymore, He's won on his 6 professional fights, been undefeated, a hell of a fighter, 6'3", 147 pounds, my weight. So he's going to be a monster at that weight.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to say something about Eddie Sanchez. He was on my show. I met Eddie when I was singing up on the Strip, and we became very good friends. And I said, I'd love to have you on my show. And I called him and called him and called him and called him. And he finally was, what was the last time? I think it was a few months ago that he was on my television show, and I said, we got to go to lunch. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for you people that do not know who Eddie Sanchez is, the content of this man's character and the integrity he holds as an individual and the compassion he feels towards another human being, we're supposed to have lunch on a Monday. And I get a phone call from UMC Hospital. I says, Eddie, how are you, buddy? He said, Mike, I want to say I'm sorry to you. We had to have lunch, and I have to cancel. He was in a major accident where he had to get helicopter. They had to fly him, Louis, from UMC Hospital. Out for wherever he's at, head-on collision to UMC. He called me from his hospital bed to apologize to me because he couldn't make lunch. Now, the guy's in traction. He couldn't hardly even talk. I get in my car. I run right over. I said, let me go see this kid. Let me see how he's doing. And he's all twisted up, and I felt so bad for him. And I got to tell you, Ed, you have a special place in my heart for doing something like that. How many people would get in a major accident, and that day that you can't make it, to pick up a phone to say, I'm sorry I can't make it, but I'm in the hospital. What do you think about that, Lou?
It's amazing. Amazing. God bless you, buddy. God
Thank
bless
you.
You're good. You're good. And I love the Mexican people again.
I'm not gonna punch you, Louis. We're good.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm not gonna punch you.
Okay.
Louis, let me ask you a question. What was the funniest experience that you had in your career besides sitting next to Eddie Sanchez?
Years ago. Actually, I don't have any. Truthfully, I don't have any. I've been very blessed in my life. I have a beautiful wife. Been with her for 49 years. She tells me how great I am, and she's tells me how great she is, so I have to believe her because the house is in her name, and I can't do anything about that. I'll kidding aside. I have 3 grandchildren. It's kind of funny because I'm retired now, and I really don't do much, except what my wife tells me to do. But I pick up my grandchildren every day from school.
Wait, hold on. So now that you're married, your wife tells you what to do?
Yeah.
So
don't pull the macho shit.
No, I'm just saying, because is that something that I have to look forward to? Or?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
so I can't be the boss anymore?
Oh no, those days are over.
Okay.
Those days are over.
I just want to make sure if I get into that route.
I remember when the priest said, will you love them and respect them? And she says, I'll see what I can do. It was right on the church, so. But I've been very blessed. I really have.
Aren't you doing something next week?
Yeah.
Tell them, what's that about?
Notoriety.
Notoriety.
Comedy Club. I think it's the Friday and Saturday, 10th and the 11th. I'll be performing there. If anybody wants to come down and see us.
I mean,
We'll have a
do
good
we
show.
serve you what I'm serving you?
Oh, yeah.
You get?
Yeah. You would think all the money this guy. Oh, by the way, I want to say
I'm not even gonna say
something.
anything.
Oh, no.
That's
You've had 49 episodes.
Right.
I've never seen you in the same suit. How many suits do you own?
you know what?
Truthfully?
You know what? That's right.
Truthfully.
Honestly and truthfully. About 290,
No shit.
almost 300.
I got one suit, and I've never worn it. And my wife says we're going to save it to a special occasion. When I die, that's my suit to bury me in. That's what I got.
I gotta come to you and get me a suit.
290 suits.
Well, I was always, you know how I dress, Lou. I was always into that, that's my bag is close.
I got to admit, even black people looking at him, that man look good. I'm telling you.
Thank you very
You
much.
look good. You really do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Now, don't do that.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry.
Don't do
Eddie, how
that.
you feeling? You feel a little better?
I'm feeling a little better.
Are you sure? Because I'm going to take you to lunch when we're done. I'm
Yeah,
taking everybody to
I'm
lunch.
feeling a
Okay, Lou, I don't want to hear you.
I got plans. I got to go to State
Where you
Line.
going?
I got to go to State Line.
State line. What's in
Get my
state line?
Get my Powerball tickets.
Dude,
you know what Powerball's up to now?
What?
9 dozen eggs.
Powerball's up to 9 dozen eggs.
when have you ever heard anybody in Nevada win the Powerball?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I'm just saying. When have you heard anybody in Nevada win the Powerball? They don't, because
No,
we got
that's why I'm
casinos.
moving to California. They always win there.
Exactly. We got casinos here where people win. They don't want you to to depend on the Powerball.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
No, probably not.
It's never-
Well, why don't we have a lotto in the city, in the state?
What's that?
A lotto, Powerball.
That I don't know. That's something I couldn't tell you. But talking about lots, I passed by, believe it or not, a funeral place. It says, get a lot while you're young.
Yeah.
So it was a lot.
What are you, in real estate? Hey, man, is this a lot? You know, it's like, come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't you move. We'll be right back with our last segment with the great Louis Cordone and the magnificent, the champ of champions. Nobody can beat this guy. He's the best. What's his name?
I don't know what you're talking about. Thanks.
Eddie Sanchez, I'm only kidding. We'll be right back, everybody. Don't move.
Are you looking to increase your business? Are you looking to take your business or organization to the next level? Well, look no further. The Michael Leonetti Variety Show has everything you need to become a great success. Contact us now to get all the information you need to take your business to the next level.
We're back, everybody. How exciting. I hollered at and he jumped. He got scared. Lou, what do you want to say, buddy?
You know, getting back to your suit.
Go ahead. We're talking about my suit. Go ahead.
That looks good. It really does.
Thank you very much.
What are you, king?
What's that?
What is that, king?
But my brother got that from me because he says, what do you say? What?
You're a Greek goddess.
I'm a Greek goddess. He said, so let me get a king spin. A king spin.
Okay.
You know, Lou, I got to say something to you. It's great to see you. I know that you spend a lot of time with your boys, Cliff Lawrence.
Cliff, Eddie Regime.
Dave
Pearl. Have you heard of Sonny Santino?
No.
Sonny Santino is probably one of the best singers in town, by far. He is going to be performing at the, I'm going to give him a plug. He's going to pay me back.
Good.
Okay. Anyways, he's going to be performing at the San Gennaro Festival for 4 days. If you get a chance, go see him. In fact, YouTube him. You'll see it. This guy's phenomenal. He's one of my best friends. And
right.
all four of them are like, pick one. They're all my best friends.
Well, I got to see him. I got to bring him on the show.
Yeah.
Try to give him a hand, give him a little help.
Absolutely. I could have brought him today if you'd have asked.
What's that? Well, Eddie was a funny guy. You know, he has to prove my guest. If not, he'll stop your tires and rob your car. You know, that's he's got his family out there.
Hey, I made it. I'm here. I made it. I avoided a couple of speeding tickets, highway patrol guy, motorcycle guys.
Did he really?
Yeah, I did.
Did he? You got a ticket?
No, he was counting the gun at me.
He pointed a gun at you.
No, the speedometer that didn't speed
Oh, I
gun.
thought you said pointed a gun
So
at you.
I could see I'm under the freeway hiding. I go, man, I'm coming 110. How am I gonna slow down now? So I see a big old semi truck next to us. I ran next to him, so he couldn't get the speed limit on me. So I slowed down right next to him the whole time. Well, I would have been here sooner.
Good, I'm glad.
But I made
I
it.
got it. Go ahead, Lou.
No, I'm happy you didn't get caught.
Yeah. Well, my brother, he's got some juice. We can fix the ticket.
You're legal.
Right, Anthony?
You're legal here now, right?
I'm always illegal.
He's illegal here. What are you going to ask him for his green card? What the hell? He didn't jump the wall. What are we talking about?
I just wanted to make sure.
The first I remember, I'm still legal.
You had a restaurant.
Yeah.
In your restaurant, you had Mexicans working in the back, correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay. You know the only fast food restaurant that doesn't have any Mexicans?
Which one?
Chinese food.
Really?
You ever go in the back of Chinese
Because
food?
they got all
Yeah.
Chinese.
They're all Chinese, aren't
They're all
they?
illegal Chinese, yeah.
Yeah.
Just, yeah, it's something with Mexican. You
This
got
is
Mexican.
leading absolutely nowhere. Why did I even bring it up?
Yeah, why did you bring it
I
up,
don't
Louis?
know.
I thought we were friends.
I don't know. You know yeah, go ahead.
It's a funny thing, ladies and gentlemen. A half hour with this show goes by so fast. Next week, this Sunday, we're going to be shooting next week's show. My brother will be up there. We're going to have an unbelievable time. It's going to be absolutely great. All my associates, Matt Rose and Supreme Court Justice Bobby Freeman's going to be there, and just everybody that's important in what we're doing. Melissa.com. Melissa's going to be there, and she'll be here next week because I know her boyfriend's going to be taking her from San Miguel Lucas. I know I'm saying that wrong. San Miguel Lucas?
Cabo San Lucas.
What's that, Eddie?
Cabo San Lucas.
Thank you. Well, you're a Mexican. You should know that, guys.
What a racist guy he is, you know? You believe he would say something like that to you? Kick his ass. Get up and kick his ass. I'll hold him. You go.
Yeah, okay, got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I say this all the time. You know, I can't thank you enough for everybody watching me. You know, it's so hard to believe. Rick Manning, I love you, buddy, in the booth. We got a lot of great things that are going to be happening, boy. Let me tell you, I know that 2025 is my year. Eddie, can't thank you enough for getting out of bed, running over. Louis Cordone, it's been too many years. And I'm glad you're back in my life. Make sure that you keep in touch with me.
I will keep in touch.
And don't forget, one more time, where are you going to be performing at?
I'm going to be, actually, 2 places. Notoriety.
And
believe it or not, Bagel Mania, May 22nd.
Bagel Mania. That's one. How about you, Ed? What are you going to be doing?
I don't know. I guess I'm going to be joining Louis that night.
There you go.
Okay, well, they need a bouncer.
With me.
They
ain't eating here.
Okay, there you go.
Need a bouncer. Ladies and gentlemen, if I had Aladdin's lamp and I had one wish to make, I would not wish for caviar or any special dish. I would not wish for dollars, yet in dollars I have few. I'd wish to come to this studio and bring wonderful people like the great Eddie Sanchez, the great Louis Cordone, to people as wonderful as you. Most of all, my Savior, Jesus Christ. Thank you for giving me the power at the age of 73 to have a knockout punch in each hand. This is going to be wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget next week. I'll see you next week with a whole new bunch of people, and you're going to have a ball. Thanks, everybody.